Hello, everyone, and welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Ari. I'm an aspiring author, and I have a short story published that you could read linked to my website. Today, what I want to talk about, once I can get this puppy off of me, please don't ruin my sweater. Listen, creating content with a puppy, not for the faint of heart. Today, what I want to talk about is all about the project that I'm planning on working on in November. So I'm sure you've heard all about NaNoWriMo, about what happened last year, about AI controversies and all that. I'm not going to get into it. I am not supporting the organization as is. However, I have done Nano for the past 3, maybe 4 years. I can't remember. I think it's 3 years. I've been doing Nano for the past 3 years. This is going to be my 4th year. And I love NaNoWriMo. We might be calling it NaNoWriMo. We're going to be drafting a book in November with a goal of 50,000 words. I have used NaNoWriMo for the past several years to write a first draft or a draft 0 of each of my projects. And I personally love it. I think it's so much fun when the writing community all comes together. It's one of my favorite times of year. So I'm really excited to get into it. PSA. If you like the pecan crunch latte from Starbucks, go ahead and make your own pecan syrup. It was so easy. All I did was roast pecans in butter, and then I added some water, I added some sugar, I let it simmer for about 10 minutes, and then boom, you have your very own pecan syrup that I put in my coffee, and it is incredible. I really recommend. What we're going to talk about today is about my project called Money Piece, and I'm going to go through my mood board and my scrivener setup. And honestly, it's so fun. I love watching AuthorTube and hearing all about how everybody does preptober, how they prep for their books. But as a hardcore pantser, preptober for me consists of literally this video. It's making a mood board, maybe starting a playlist, and getting my Scrivener theme all set up. Because the truth is what helps me write that draft 1 the most is I'm not writing a pretty draft. It's going to be a hideous 50,000 words, but it's going to be a draft, and it's going to be the bare bones of that book. So what's really important for me when it comes to NaNoWriMo is actually making it so that I can get into the flow of writing and hit a flow state much more easily. That's kind of why everything is going for mood and theme and aesthetic with regards to what we're talking about today. So the idea for this book actually kind of came to me after a series of things happened, and I started writing the first couple scenes, and I was like, you know what? This is actually not working, and I have decided to scrap it, and I'm going to just pants it completely. I might keep a couple of things similar. I think the aesthetic and the mood and the themes are going to stay the same, but I think the way that I had gold posted the main plot beats are just not going to work the same. And so I'm really just going to pants the heck out of this draft. And you know what? It always happens to me around 10 to 15,000 words. Everything starts breaking down. But you know what? We always finish, and that's what really matters, because when you have a finished product, then you can go ahead and take it and mold it into something that works. So what I really like to do for Preptober as a pantser is I create a mood board. I kind of come up with the general vibe and gist. And what I really wanted for this project is I wanted the sentiment of chaotic Y2K girlhood. I wanted the epitome of what it feels like to be in your mid-20s and to be so unsure of so many things in your life, to be unsure of yourself, of your friendships, of your romantic relationships, of your professional career. I think this story, and what I really want a central theme of it to be, is to be about that insecurity and feeling so uncertain and so unsure of so many things. But what really matters is the people that you surround yourself with and how they make you feel like everything is going to be okay. That all sounds well and good. How I'm actually going to write that, that's a future Ari problem, and we're not going to worry about it. But that's really kind of the sentiment that I want. And I think my main character, the reason why I'm tentatively calling it Money Piece is my main character has the coolest hair. I will pop up a picture of what her hair, I envision her hair to look like. And I'm going to go ahead and pop up these pictures, I went ahead and I scrolled through Pinterest, and I wanted that Y2K girlhood vibe. So we're talking pink and glitter and messy wardrobes and nail polish and lipstick and, you know, just champagne glasses and messes, but then also this kind of like undertone of sadness of there's so much that I'm unsure of. So there's this photo of like, oh honey, like you can't break a broken heart. But then there's also, I want there to be like a very prominent theme of like female friendships. And I think a lot of these photos really, I don't know, I love them. They really resonated with the vibe and the mood, and like the main color that I feel like this project resonates with is like maroon, like a deep burgundy. I don't know if you've ever gone ahead and personalized your Scrivener theme, but if you haven't, I'm gonna go ahead and show you, because it's one of my favorite things to do that really sets just like an aesthetic for when you go ahead and you sit down and write. So I'm gonna show you my secret weapon, which is this website called colors.co, and I used it all the time during my PhD, and I still use it now. And it basically provides you with color palettes. And you can go ahead and scroll through and click on color palettes, and I go and I find a color palette, and I go into my Scrivener and I click on, you know, edit appearance, and I fill in those color palettes, and then I'll usually actually take my mood board and put it as like my editor background so that I also have my mood board there. And I don't know, something about having the mood boards, having the Scrivener theme, and I'm also currently working on my Spotify playlist. The Spotify playlist is not done because it's actually something that I continue adding to like as I'm drafting. I don't make playlists in advance, I do it as I draft. It really just helps you get into this flow state and embody the characters and embody the environment and the mood of the novel. So these things are really what help me before I get started with any project that I pants, and that is the entirety of my preptober. And I honestly think as a pantser, I think what I'm writing a lot of the time as a draft zero is truly, it's a glorified outline, and I'm okay with that, but I'm going to try to vlog weekly so that I have kind of like a NaNoWriMo drafting diaries that you guys can join along with as I draft Money Piece. And honestly, it might be a bumpy ride because I have not been writing very much. But another video that I would like to film is I wrote a short story while I kind of took a break that was heavily inspired by losing Cooper. And if you're new here, I lost my dog a couple months ago, and Cooper is the dog that passed away. And I wrote a short story, and I'm getting beta reader feedback. So I think I might take some time to film that, if my beta readers are okay with it, and share that feedback and my plan for edits on that short story with you all. So I'll see you in the next one, and thank you so much for taking the time and for watching my videos. It really means the world to me. And if you liked this, go ahead and like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.